I would like to also get into some other things, important things to discuss here. First of all, I want to ask you, Dr. Cook, about your vision. What is your vision of the company over the next few years?
Well, I think that we can turn this into $1 billion company very quickly. The advantage we have is, first of all, we have a technology that does work. The other advantage is we can deploy this anywhere in the world instantaneously. And we built the system. We've actually built our technology to handle exponential growth. So if we had 1,000 people sign up this morning, it would not strain the system at all. So we have a lot of advantages because of how this technology works and how it's delivered. I think that the sky is the limit.
So you want to create $1 billion company over the next few years?
Well, I think we should do it. I say we, it's all of us.
and have millions of people using this technology around the world.
Yes. Yep.
Well, when did it start? Like the Limbic Arc? Is it a couple months ago?
No, we're actually into it about 2 years. So and you know, we're actually into it 35 years plus because this is just a continuation. And the Zyto company, I organized that about 16 years ago. So our foundation is very solid with this company. And because we've been into this 2 years now, I think we figured out most of the pitfalls or most of the challenges you have with direct sales. And
in the last 2 years, you've modified and tweaked some things. I think you introduced the Spark Scan not from the beginning, but recently. Is that right?
That's correct. Initially, we released this as a resident app that sat on your phone, but we very quickly realized that we would not be able to keep up with the growth if we stayed with that model. And so we moved to a web-based app, which allows us to manage and you know, provide service on a much more robust level. So yeah, the advantage of being a software company is we know what we're doing. We've done it before, and so it's our wheelhouse.
Yeah, and you can access this from a smartphone or laptop, and once you activate a certain InfoBoost or a benefit, like you can turn it off. You can take your smartphone, put it away, close the websites, and go, and it will still work, right?
That's correct, because you've accessed the cloud, and whether my phone is turned on or not, the cloud is still active and it's still sending that information to me through the field effect.
So right now, what I see and everybody sees inside the app is a certain collection of ingredients that provide a certain benefit. Like, for example, allergy is one of them, pain relief, stress relief, vision, weight, sleep, energy, focus, all of these. And I know there is some custom also, like you can do a custom one. And Ron was mentioning to me that you are working on adding new ingredients, creating different combinations and stuff like that. So you're going to expand the library and formulations and formulas into the future?
Yes. Yeah, we're always adding new things to the library. As I mentioned before, we're in the process of organizing the library in a way that's a little bit more navigational, a little more user-friendly. That will come out over the next several weeks. You'll see some changes. So the answer is yes. The library continues to grow. We continue to add new things and organize them, new InfoBoosts.
Okay, and there is some InfoBoost like anti-aging. Like I would imagine that stuff would not like one day and somebody will be young. You know, there's certain things that takes more time to feel, right?
Yes. Well, an anti-aging is really it's an approach to life where you enjoy vitality and youthful vigor for more years. And that's what's called anti-aging. It's not that you chronologically turn back the clock, because if you live, 100 years, you're going to be 100 years old no matter how much vitality you have. But if you feel like a 50-year-old when you're 100, that's the objective. That's the quality of life we're after with that InfoBoost.
Got you. And allergy, like, there's different kinds of allergy, and you put a certain library of ingredients that are the same, but people have different types of allergies. Is it like something universal that can help different types of allergies?
Ron, you want to say something there?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, that's interesting. When you do enough research, you'll discover that most illnesses and disease can be traced to digestion not working on all 8 cylinders. And so if you look at improving the gut, you find out the science is showing that many people who have allergies and asthma and things like that can be tied to the microbiome in the gut not being there or being up to speed. And so there's a lot of science now that suggests that, you have aches and pains, you have allergies, asthma, all these things can be tied to really repairing the gut. And we do so many things in our modern society that disrupts gut. So we have InfoBoosts in there that, for the microbiome, for gut health and detox, all these things have an impact on other parts of your health, like asthma and allergies. And so it's not self-explanatory. If someone taking a gut InfoBoost would many times will have an improvement in some of these other areas because they're trying to improve their gut. And remember, 70% of our immune response comes from the gut. And so when you have the right microbiome, in fact, in recent research are showing that when you're missing certain microbiome, certain probiotics in your gut, you'll become heavier. But when you have these microbiotics into your gut, you actually become, less heavy. And so they're doing, it's just a lot of new research that they're doing that's creating a lot of interest. So when we have a title in there, people need to try out all these and see what happens, because that's the reason why I like the voice activated spark scan, because it actually directs your attention, your body's attention, to what it needs the most. And for me, I'm getting the best results with that. And by the way, guys, I wanted to share with you the things, because we talk a lot about sensitive things here. On for example, I do conference calls twice a week, and everybody's invited to that. But I always do a disclaimer on there when we talk about these kind of things. We don't want to get people the wrong impression. And I want to just read that to you, because I think it's so important. I say that all information that I share with you is commentary or opinion and is protected under free speech laws. And most of this information is based on my personal experiences, as well as my interpretations of current science, and is provided for educational and entertainment purposes only, and it is not intended as a substitute for professional advice of any kind, nor are any of the product services that are discussed intended to diagnose, treat, or cure, or prevent any disease. And I say that because we just need to protect ourselves when we go out there, because everybody gets excited about, and I can tell you, as a master affiliate, I get calls every day from people sharing with me the kind of experience we've been sharing here today, even more significant. We can't really tell those third-party experiences, but we have a lot of people. I mean, these are doctors, medical doctors, sharing their experiences, and it's amazing. They're just surprised, like, oh my gosh, how does this happen? And so we can share these experiences that we have, but we have to be careful not to, cross over the line and make people think we're diagnosing and prescribing.
Okay, fair enough. Awesome. And I just want to share with you guys, there is a lot of things that are here right now as a collection that can help you. There is allergy, anti-aging, there is calm, to help people relax the body and calm the mind. There is cardiovascular, digestion, energy, focus. Hers and his actually for a man's and a woman's sexual vitality. I bet you have some experience with that as well, and stories around that as well. Immune, inflammation, multi-nutrition, pain relief, sleep, strength, stress relief, vision, and weight. And for vision, for example, to support eye wellness, I would assume it's going to be a longer process, you know, for several months for you to experience like significant, hopefully changes in your sight. There is multi-nutrition. I don't know what it means. Maybe you can tell, Dr. Cook, what is multi-nutrition means, and who can possibly turn that and activate that that information.
That would be the equivalent of, I shouldn't say the equivalent of, that would be the informational corollary of taking a multivitamin or a multimineral.
Okay, got you. So it's more vitamins.
Yes.
Nutrients. Got you.
Vitaly?
Yeah.
Just one comment, because you're mentioning all the formulations that are in there, and there's always new ones being created all the time. But we have a lot of practitioners in our company that have their own special herbs and things that they use. And so they experiment with making sure if they're in the library, they'll create their own formulation to address certain things. And when they have success, they pass it on. Now, we don't have that in the company, but Dino and I are creating a new website that will house all those. In fact, we have a lot more formulas that will live on that site than we do in the company, simply because the practitioners can create formulas, custom formulas, faster than the company can create formulas. And so you'll see that come up in the future, that people can go there, kick the tires, try it out, and see if it works for them.
That's actually one of the questions I wanted to ask you. There is any instructions for nutritionists and naturopath and healthcare professionals to create their own combinations of ingredients to achieve certain results, for them to, like you're doing? Is it something that you are planning to do, and like should go into those spheres of people who are working with people and help them kind of work with the ingredients and do certain things maybe differently for themselves?
I can address some of that, because I interface with a lot of practitioners on a day-to-day basis. Their biggest thing is they want us to include certain ingredients that we don't have in our current inventory, that we have now in another bucket, if you will, that we'll be bringing on in the future as soon as Dr. Cook reorganizes the library, that we could start bringing on more of those, because it allows practitioners to, first of all, identify what they see that they can create their own formula. And if we don't have it in there, they send it to us so we can create it in the new library coming up, so we can expand it. It allows the ability for practitioners to create their own custom boosts for their customers and patients. And then they share it with us, so we get those. We'll place it on another website that people can try as well.
Okay, perfect. Awesome. What else I wanted to ask is, what if people don't feel the difference right away? You know, they turning on a certain thing, maybe an allergy or inflammation or immune, and they say, okay, I cannot feel the difference just yet. Maybe it's the first 24 hours. You know, how can they experience results faster?
I think the first thing I would recommend is to have them talk about what it is they want, where they want to see the results. You know, is it pain? And if it's pain, where is the pain? If it's an allergy, what is the allergy? The other thing I would tell them is, sometimes if you don't have a lot of experience with energy, you're just kind of out of touch with it. And it takes a little while for your body to adapt and for you to actually become sensitive to what's going on. And so I would always advise somebody, get in and try this for at least 5 weeks before you throw it out the door. If in 5 weeks you're absolutely not feeling anything, then it just may not be right, the right thing for you. But a lot of times people just miss it. It's not that they didn't feel something. It's kind of like, was it Daniel that told us about going to the gym, and Jamal calls him and says, you know, hey, don't leave that on all the time. And he goes, oh my gosh, that's right. He wasn't aware what that was. He attributed it to something else. But when he realizes, oh my gosh, that's the InfoBoost I had turned on. Now he's back in and he's actually realizing and feeling the experience in a more real-time way. But just because you don't recognize it doesn't mean that it's not doing something.
Okay, yeah. So people need to be more attuned to their feelings, more aware, and in some cases, just give it more time for the effects to take place. Maybe something works more faster, like energy, and other things like allergy or inflammation. They can take some longer to feel the effects, right?
Right.
Got you. What would you recommend people in terms of like using the quantum wellness products? Like, would you recommend them to go and create a custom scan right away, or if they have something specific, just to turn, like how would you recommend them to use it?
Well, if you have something specific, you would want to start with that InfoBoost. But then I would always recommend that they run the Spark scan as well as, and then take the items that show up at the top of the list, then scroll down, and if you see items in the general library that have scored higher, take 2 or 3 of those, and that's what you activate. In doing it that way, you get the benefit of the knowledge that went into the creation of the InfoBoost under the title, but you then get the benefit of your body's intelligence, and the scan, and it scores things that may not have been included in that list. And now that makes sense to me, because I can visualize what the app is. If somebody has never seen the app, they'll say, I don't know what he's talking about. But if they go in and actually on the app,
share them. Once you create a Spark scan, and it will show you this, like for example, boost ingredients, what we were talking about. Now it maybe make more sense to you. Like there is magnesium, 86%, allergy, 81%, apricot kernel oil, 77%, and shiitake mushroom, 76%, right? So what are these percentages? What do they mean?
The percentage means that's called an outcome ratio. And so it means that it scores the top one there, the 80% or whatever it is. It's an 80% probability that it's going to get you the outcome you're interested in. That's essentially what it means. Now, if you scroll down, you'll notice on the right here that it checks the top 10.
Yeah.
That's just a default thing. You can go in and click on those individually, and it toggles them on and off. But if you then scroll down further, you'll see at the bottom of this list, you can expand it. So if you click on the down pointing arrow, now what's the score on that top item?
96%.
Okay, so that's an item that's scored higher than anything on the InfoBoost. So I would take that one, and then I would look at, if there's some other things that are scored above 95%, I'd probably take the 95% plus and add them to the things that are included in the InfoBoost.
So essentially, if I would activate the stress relief, for example, and I would take this top 10 by default, and I would add this, and this, and this, right? And above 90%, propolis 2, and this one, Turkish rhubarb root, 89%. Included,
and I think that again, this is just a judgment call on the user, on the part of the user. I tend to put in 10 to 12 ingredients into an InfoBoost. So in the case of this one, I might take where you are right now, take the top 5 there, and then go scroll back up and delete maybe the bottom 3 or 4.
Oh, okay. So you say you recommend not to put more than 10.
Well, that's what I do. I usually do 10 to 15 in that range. And sometimes I'll see one, it'll score maybe 98, and the next one is 97, and then the next one drops down to 85. In that case, I'll take the 2 top ones, and that's all I take. I don't take the others.
Okay, so that's what you recommend, 10 to 15. I actually never done that. Maybe I'll start experimenting with that and get even better. Even better.
Hey, Vitaly.
Yeah.
One thing everybody should know, but when you're starting to do that voice scan and it's identifying the items by percentage, you can take your cursor, or if you have a touch screen, touch the name that it's, for example, if you have an item there that's 95% and it's, it has a nutrient name, you can actually touch that and it will give you the explanation historically what that's used for historically as a nutraceutical. And so it starts giving you an idea what your body is looking for. It's educational.
Click on that.
Okay.
There you go.
Support for the immune system. Mm-hmm.
And so it starts, if, for example, if you start seeing all this stuff and you see the top 5 or 10 and 6 or 7 of them are about inflammation, then you start realizing, I must have some inflammation going on. And these ingredients are trying to bring my body back into balance to solve that problem.
Gotcha. Interesting. Okay. Another question I wanted to ask about any scientific studies. Do you have any scientific studies that you have done, something that people can read about this?
We haven't done any studies yet on limbic arc specifically. What we will be putting together, Vitaly, is a bibliography. Mm-hmm. And that bibliography will be associated research that's been done, and it'll give people, I think, a lot of information to read there. But we have not done any specific limbic arc research studies yet. What we've done has been clinical and been anecdotal so far.
Is there any reason why you have not yet done any studies, and are you planning to do any scientific body of studies that professionals like doctors and stuff like that can read in the scientific?
Well, let me give you the longer answer. The answer is we haven't done it because we're still fairly young, mm-hmm. and the product's fairly young, and it costs more money than we have to do the research. That's the first answer. The second answer, though, is there's always a challenge when you get into specific research. For example, let's say that we did a research study as it relates to allergy. Are we doing the research so that we can claim that this technology will cure an allergy? And we aren't interested in going that direction. We don't want to become a medical device. We want to stay a wellness device. And a wellness device is the claim you make, according to FDA regulations, the claim you make is we help people either deal with a known health condition or improve the quality of life. It either mitigates the problem or it helps them deal with the problem. It doesn't cure the problem. And those kinds of claims are almost better made from an anecdotal point of view, where this person had this experience, this person had a similar experience. And so the advantage or the challenge then to a consumer is try it and see if it helps you. And if it doesn't, then cancel, because we make it easy to cancel.
Okay. So you don't want to go the direction of saying that we can cure this and that, and that's why research may be, alleging that. And that's why you're not done that, and you're not also planning to do that into the future.
Well, we may do a study, but it would be more of a quality of life study. Mm-hmm. So we might say take 10,000 people and say, here's a survey and fill this out. Now use Limbic Arc and fill out a follow-up survey, and we score the results. I'm not saying that we're not going to do research, but it won't be research directed in a medical away. We don't want to turn this into a medical device. That's not our objective.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. And I imagine maybe into the future we can compile all of these different video testimonials from people and create some amazing, inspiring video for everybody, kind of combining all together. I'm just thinking ahead, like as a marketer a little bit here, because I want to help the company grow, and obviously to put it to more people's hands. As this has the second year, and we want to create a $1 billion company and millions of people using it. So we need to find ways and to share this information. So if somebody wants to share it with other people, what will your advice be? How they go about doing that, sharing it with people, their friends, their family, how would they describe, like how would they share? Like they cannot say, okay, go and it will cure your disease, or it will, heal your this and that. What will be your advice, how to share it with other people?
The easiest way is to refer them to the website. And so if I was going to introduce you to it, I would use my affiliate link, and I would send you an invitation, and that would direct you to the website. We have a number of videos there that explain the technology, and we continue to add more. I think that's a good way to do it. And the other way to do it is just to share personal experience, or to introduce them to people who have had personal experiences that might be similar to the kind of help or the kind of lifestyle change they're looking for.
Okay, that's great. And what is the reason why you chose the vehicle of multi-level marketing or network marketing to distribute the message to the masses with this technology, as opposed to going traditional way, more like traditional media, advertising, or TV or something like that? What were your motivation?
The primary reason for that, Vitaly, is because this is such strange technology. It almost requires a person-to-person introduction to get your head around it. And we just felt that direct sales network marketing made more sense than going some other direction.
Got you. Awesome. So for any of you guys who are excited to get started and experience this technology, please refer back to the person who invited you to watch this video, and please ask for more information and guidance on how to get started, how to use it, and definitely guide you in the right direction and put you in the right support circle to help you with everything that you need. And I'm just curious, who guys already are super excited to start using this today? Start trying it out today for yourself and see the results and feel the difference. Please let me know in the chat right now. And I would like to take a couple moments for people to ask questions regarding everything that we've said and shared. If people here on the panel have any specific questions, and also people in the audience, this is the time to write down your question, and we'll go over some of these questions right now. There's somebody asking if a person has a pain in a certain part of the body, could this technology help that pain?
Based on the experience of people who are using Limbic Arc, the answer is yes.
Vitaly, I'd like to also comment that because I do a lot of research every day, and I'm finding out that the medical docs and the PhDs are doing a lot of research. Are finding out that people who have pain, that sometimes, unless it's an accident, the pain is most of the time related to microbiome not being balanced. So, for example, they're finding out that there's certain probiotics that are missing, that when you have it, it might relieve a knee pain, for example. So that's the reason why the voice-activated spark scan is so effective, because your body's helped identify what it wants and needs to bring it back into balance, and it might be totally something that's unexpected.
All right. Perfect. Let's go to the next question. Will there be homeopathic remedies as well?
We'll be putting some of those in, yes.
Okay, awesome. Somebody asked to clarify, a person without a cellular device can use a desktop PC or a Mac, for example?
Yeah, we're platform agnostic. If you can get to the internet, it will work.
So for example, have it on more than one device, leave energy and focus on your work computer, and then health sparks on your cellular.
Well, you only have one account, but you can access that account from multiple platforms. And in that account, you can run 3 InfoBoosts concurrently. So I hope that clarifies.
Dr. Cook, do you actually have to have the device with you? Like, could I activate it at home and then go on vacation or something, and they'll still work? Is it all because
that's correct? Yeah, the device you use to activate your account is insignificant. So if I leave my phone at home, it's no problem. Then I can log in at work on my computer, and I can, change things there as well. So it's your access to your account on the server in the cloud. That's the important thing.
Okay. Will there be an app for dementia or Alzheimer's in the near future?
The answer is we'll probably have an InfoBoost for that at some point. As Ron's mentioned a couple of times, a lot of the issues are they're foundational issues. So you might have a dementia issue that's really a heavy metal issue. And so you might see that heavy metals show up as the information you need, and it may have some effect on dementia. So again, we're not trying to cure dementia, but if somebody's experiencing dementia, we want to improve their quality of life, and that's our objective.
Okay. And by the way, for those of you, again, who are interested to get started, come back to the person who invited you today to this webinar, whether it's by email or social media, wherever you got this message for, come back to the person who invited you. And it's really easy to get started. It's only $100 a month to start using this. It's like an equivalent of $3.33 a day. It is worth more than every penny. I mean, people spend for a dinner or a breakfast more than that in many occasions than to use this. So it's really affordable for everybody. And your health, there is nothing more important than your health. So it's for me, it's really, really cheap, and everybody can do it. Everybody can start using it. Another questions that we have about cardiovascular. Would it unclog arteries? Would it put more oxygen in our system? Would it speed up the blood in our micro vessels, etc.?
Vitaly, could I answer part of that? First of all, many people come to us with various health issues, okay? And so it's kind of like they want us to diagnose and prescribe from. We can't do that. But nevertheless, the information has value. And so what I suggest is there's a lot more illnesses and problems people have than we have formulations. And so although in the future we'll continue to expand and add more and more formulations for various issues, however, here's the best way to handle that. If you don't see a formulation that's specifically for something you're trying to address, the best way to do that is just go ahead and Google that particular illness that you have and ask what natural ingredients are used to help support that particular problem. You'll find out that there's always a list of nutraceuticals associated with that natural ways. Now, what I would do is I would identify those nutraceuticals, go into the library and create your own personal boost to receive that information value. If you don't have all those, that's okay. You don't need 20 and 5 will work. But nevertheless, if we're missing some, you can always turn those into the company, and we can add those to future releases. So, and that's how the inventory is expanding.
Okay, that's great. Esther Ulrich is asking, does it work for moods or even depression? And somebody else asking, a person have depression, will it be helpful in what way?
It would help because mood is affected. Let me back up by saying you might want to go to our website. We do some calls on a regular basis. We have one that's called the Call with Dr. Cook, and we talk about the triangle of health and how emotions affect energy, affects function, how all of these things affect, one thing affects everything else. So if you have depression or mood issues, and we can impact you in a positive way from an informational point of view, that will have a spillover effect in the other causes or the other solutions. If your depression is caused by an organic problem, say a brain chemistry problem, it can still be impacted by proper information. And again, we're not in the business of curing depression, but if we can help someone with depression have a better quality of life, that's really what our objective is.
All right, perfect. We have a couple more questions. If I created an account, can I share it with my family?
Yes, we have what's called a family account. And so you create your account for $100 a month, and then you have the possibility to add 5 family members. Those cost $50 each per month.
Okay, so it's half the price, and they can extend
half the price. Yes.
Perfect.
Kelly, I've got 2 people asking me questions privately.
Yeah.
One of them is there any kind of money back guarantee, like say after 7 days or 14 days, if they don't see anything like that happen? I don't know.
The answer to that is no. There's no money back guarantee.
Okay. And the second one is will there ever be a possibility of, like, say, a 7-day or 10-day free trial?
We've thought about that. The challenge with it is it's the sensitivity of the user. I mean, some people turn this on and they feel it just like that. Other people turn it on and it takes maybe 3 weeks before they start to realize, oh my gosh, something's happening.
And that's how I feel about it, but I said I would ask.
Yeah. And so we've hesitated. I don't know that we will for that reason.
Awesome. Yeah, there is some people saying 30-day free trial, but I think it makes perfect sense to do it the way that we are doing it right now. And I also heard that you are planning to accept Bitcoin and maybe pay out Bitcoin in the future.
We're working on that solution right now, Vitaly. So I can't guarantee we will, but it is our desire to be able to do that, and we're working that way.
Awesome. That's what I love, because I'm dealing with a lot of people in this technology, cryptocurrency and Bitcoin, and people love to use it.
Yeah, for
people
sure.
Love to get paid in cryptocurrency as well. For the affiliate portion of it, you're also planning to allow that as well?
Planning to which on the affiliate?
You mean if you share with people and get rewards in Bitcoin or cryptocurrency for sharing?
Yeah, and I don't know the answer to that right now because we're so early into exploring it. But the people we're talking to, I believe that if you can take Bitcoin, you can also pay in Bitcoin.
Yep. Robert is asking, would it be beneficial to people with memory issues?
Well, the nice thing about it is once you turn on the InfoBoost, you don't have to remember. It just operates. But the answer would be, as we've talked about before, Vitaly, and that is if we can have an information impact it will have it has an effect, a ripple effect on organic causes of problems, on emotional causes of problems. All of these things are tied into one continuum.
Okay, that's awesome. Let me see another question about migraines. Anything that can help migraines?
I believe we've had people who have had headaches and migraines who have received relief from the InfoBoost. Sounds like we're getting some feedback here somewhere.
Ron, I think it's Ron, coming from Ron. So, yeah, I'm muted right now. All good.
Okay.
You said earlier Limbic Arc is getting to CBD oils. Would that be an InfoBoost?
Yeah, well, as we look to add new ingredients, CBD is one of those items that at some point in the future, I'm sure we'll add. I'm not sure how soon, but that's on the list.
Let's see. Can you invest in shares of the company?
No, the company's private, and we plan to keep it that way. The best way to invest would be to become an affiliate and participate in the revenue directly that way.
Okay. And is this technology, can someone copy easily, you know, as far as competition?
I don't, most people don't understand it. You know, we copyright our software. As I mentioned, we're in the process of filing patents as well. So, you know, we hope that it's hard enough to get in to become a competitor, but at the same time, we hope that we pick up momentum fast enough that it doesn't matter.
Okay. There's another question about, is there an InfoBoost for ED? And I guess it's erectile dysfunction.
Yes, that would be probably his InfoBoost. Mm-hmm. So I mean that's where I would start with that one.
Hey guys, this is Ron. I did a conference call a couple weeks ago and created an ED InfoBoost, and I sent it out to people. And it's based on current science of nutraceuticals that have been effective with science behind that. And so I can make it available. On the other new website we'll be creating, you can get stuff like that, but it's not up yet.
Okay. So would definitely be interested to have your specific formulas, ingredients for different things in your, and I know that you have also on a website like additional boosts, for example, for stop smoking. So is that like can really help people who are addicted to smoking to alleviate that or help in some way?
Yes.
Addictions.
Yeah, it helps with addictions. It can help with people who have. If you want more prosperity, I think we have an InfoBoost called Prosperity. We have one called Resolve that with willpower.
Did you have experience of somebody or people who used to stop smoking and stop smoking?
Ron, have you heard anybody on the stop smoking? I haven't heard anybody directly on that one.
I have not either.
Okay.
We'll see then.
Yeah.
I like to ask something, Vitali. First of all, when in the future you're planning to make the sites and everything multilingual?
We'll work on that as time passes. I think right now, can you click on Google? Does Google translate a lot of websites?
Yeah, because it's very easy. So my second question, which I guess that I know the answer, you know, while I did by myself, the InfoScan, so I thought, oh, should I do it in English or should I tell it in Hebrew?
And it doesn't matter.
It's matter.
It's not language specific.
Yeah, and the tip is to talk about maybe about the issue that you like to solve.
Yeah, so whatever language you're most comfortable with, that's the language you should use.
Yeah, because me and my wife, we did in English, my name.
Okay. Yeah.
So you can talk about your specific problem or talk about yourself in your native language. It doesn't have to be
Correct. That's right. Yeah, we're not taking the words, we're taking the energy. So it's the energy that's in your voice that actually creates the spark.
So maybe you should even add the Google Translate button inside the web for the non-tech people.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea to let them know that it's, yeah.
Very easy to use with this.
Bridget is asking, there is 2 people in her family with prostate problems. Could this help?
I would think so.
Vitaly, and one of the conference calls that I've done, I send out, because I do a lot of custom InfoBoosts, and one of them addressed that. And again, that would be on the other site that we're bringing up, but we created that. Now, this isn't what the company has created. These are this is what's been known nutraceutically out in the world that have been effective for helping with that problem. So we just identify the nutraceuticals, share them with people, and they can use them to see if they have benefit from it.
And then from your research, you can tell to Dr. Cook, and he can add it to the library as well.
Right. Yeah, we're always open to suggestions and ideas.
Awesome. I think that we conclude most of the questions. Anything you have, guys, on the panel that you wanted to ask? Let me know. Open the mic. Jamel, you want to ask something?
No, I just lost connection. I'm back.
Okay. So guys, thank you so much, Dr. Cook and everybody. I appreciate all the wealth of information. I appreciate everything you shared, technology, and it's really something that you might hear this right now, and it's until you start to actually use it, for yourself and feel it, experience, it will become much more real for you. And that's what I encourage you to do. And you might not fully understand what we shared about quantum technology here, but most importantly is that how you feel, and how you can really use it and share the message and help your friends, help your family to feel better, to feel more productive, to better sleep, more energy, and just, feel better. That's will summarize it. And I really, really appreciate you taking the time to learn about this, because I can tell you need to be a person with an open mind, to be here, to listen to it, to watch it. And I encourage you guys, we're in the 21st century. We're going to the year 2020 here. Technology is amazing. And the things that we are going to see in the future with the technology in the medicine, in the fields, I think it's just going to get better and improve the quality of our lives. So for this purpose, what we are doing here, what it is worth for Carl, for example, to not feel the pain, it's worth everything, and I just encourage you to try it out, to test it, and to get back to us your results, your experience. We would love to hear your story and your experience and your results with it, and help grow the company. So thank you so much, Dr. Cook, for everything you are doing. I really look forward to build a prosperous relationship with you and with Limbic Arc, and into the future to see how this does become a $1 billion company.
Great, thanks, Vitaly.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for being here, and come back to the person who invited you to this webinar for more information, how to get started. If you do want to share it with others, how all of that works, we are here to help you with anything and any question that you have, always. So if you still have any questions, feel free to reach out, and we'll do our best to answer all of your questions and help you in the best way that we can. So thank you so much, and I'll see you guys really soon. Thank you. Bye for now.
Thank you. Bye-bye.